Hey, what's up, guys? Sean here with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Hey, new series alert. So I will be doing a series of videos, much along the lines of my Pocket Change Market Report and my Monday Market Report, in the spirit of trying to inject more educational content about coins. This is one of the segments that I've officially launched for this, and I'm happy to bring to you something called Next Steps. The actual logo is going to get more refined as we go. That was kind of like my weak attempt at trying to do something, well, a little bit nifty. But it's real simple. You find one of the premier coins that everybody's talking about, and the cool part is that the dollar amount can be variable. It could be a coin that you've maybe heard about that just came out in 2023 that sells for 30, 40 bucks. Okay, what's the next steps? What do I do with this thing? And oftentimes, a lot of folks, they will comment on these videos about new discoveries, or maybe perhaps one of the big varieties or key dates or various type coins that people come across. And their big question is, okay, do I grade this? What do I do with it? How do I sell it? All right, I need the money today, or I need the money in 2 weeks. What can I do to monetize this? So that's where this video is kind of born from that particular, I guess, need online. And in this particular case, I mean, we might as well start it out with a highly recognizable variety that's worth enough money to change people's lives. All right, 1969S Lincoln Cent doubled die obverse. Okay, you find one. What do I do next? And we've actually gotten this question quite a few times on our live coin Q&A. The first one that we actually had that was emailed to us from a gentleman named William. He found it in a random box of coins that he's been saving for a while. It just looked a little bit different, but finally got confirmation that it is indeed the FS 101 Lincoln Cent. So there were a number of steps that we coached him along to get from the coin and in his hands raw, and what he needed to do in order to consign it to an auction house. By the time it's all considered, William made a boatload of money. All right, so we have this 1969S, okay, a very high profile coin. If we're going to talk about the coin, might as well look at something that is fresh, and it looks like it was just minted a few days ago. All right, so this is, ladies and gentlemen, the Mint State 66 example. It's the finest graded, I think, Pop 1 that sold on Great Collections back in January. So we'll talk a little bit more about the coin. Now, realistically, in the perfect world, even if you did come across one of these coins, the likelihood that it'll be as red and minty fresh as this coin that you see on screen, going to be kind of highly unlikely. All right, just the matter of finding one is 99% of the battle here. So you're going to make sure it's a San Francisco minted 1969 Lincoln Memorial Cent. Close-up wise, check out the stuff here. It's been reported by people that have found these that this is naked eye visible. But you probably want to get in close with a jeweler's loupe or some sort of magnification device. Don't even worry about busting out the microscopes. That's way too strong. This coin speaks volumes for itself. So Liberty, the date, it shows some of the most incredible doubling that you will find, bar none, on any coin. And you got to make sure that all of these elements have that kind of massive doubling, that strong spread. If you only see something which looks like doubling on, say, the date and the mint mark, I'm afraid to say you probably don't have the FS 101. All right, and people have reported finding really strong machine doubled coins, which there is a little bit of a market for those. They sell for about, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 bucks, sometimes more if people elect to go crazy on that. But that is not this coin. All right. And of course, one of, I would say probably bar none, the strongest aspect of the 1969's doubled die obverse is going to be the motto. You could look at this all day long and probably go blind. You know, you've heard me say that before. But this is probably the strongest part about this doubled die. Always make sure that this is what you have on your specimen. Now, we had talked about that the Mint State 66 example that you see here is probably not the coin that you have. And you notice in this particular instance, this coin is graded by a company called PCGS. They are a coin authentication company. And what they do is they'll grade your coin, they'll encapsulate it. It's going to be easier to sell on the secondary market for these level of coins. So anything like very pricey, very expensive, I would say a few $100s and up, might be worth grading a coin. But in the spirit of this video, we're just kind of focusing on a big dog kind of coin here. So this one right here is probably the most extreme example, I would say, of this particular variety. But more than likely, what you're going to find is going to be something like this. And this coin, ladies and gentlemen, is actually William's coin. You know, the gentleman that had submitted this to our live coin Q&A group. So this is a very well circulated example, but it shows all of the same attributes of what an FS101 doubled die obverse should look like. Now, me, without even getting in close and magnifying to the page, you could see the strong doubling in the motto "In God We Trust." You could see it on Liberty. And then you could also see it a little bit on the date as well. So when you do come across a coin like this, this is the type of coin that has a current market value in AU condition between $15,000 and $20,000. Again, where that price settles at during the sale is really going to be a matter of, you know, who's buying and who's bidding. You know, you can have a bidding war and the thing can go up even higher. It's kind of hard to say. But I know a lot of people who collect into these high-end rarities, they ingratiate themselves with eye appeal. So if the coin has really good eye appeal, then more than likely it's going to command a very strong auction price. Like you'll notice on this one, it does have some kind of like black carbon spotting above the word trust here. You know, something like that can easily affect the value of a coin because people see that as a distracting aspect of the coin. Now, because of all that, should you not grade it? No, not necessarily. Mr. William had his graded. AU55 was the grade that came back by PCGS. Double to die obverse. You got to make sure that it's attributed on the label, FS101. So that's all the important stuff on there. You will have to pay a little bit of extra money, I believe, to get this thing attributed with the variety on the label. Call me crazy, but somehow I believe PCGS wouldn't courtesy grade something like this if you didn't pay for the variety attribution. Although I might be wrong. You know, the same way that if you send a 1955 doubled die Lincoln cent to them and you didn't pay the variety attribution fee, they would probably still grade it with doubled die obverse on the label. All right, so that's what we're looking at there. Okay, so what's the next steps, right? You know, we know that we have this coin. It needs to be graded. Where do we go from here? You're still stuck in neutral. You possess the coin. You have it in your hand. You've confirmed that you have exactly what you have. Well, it's time to kind of, I guess, make a goal of trying to sell it. All right, so our most extreme 1969S double die offer sold on Great Collections back in January for just a shade over $600,000. Yeah, I just kind of casually threw that out there because, you know, that's what we do. We find $600,000 coins in circulation. Well, it's not quite like that. Like I said, this is going to be your most extreme example. This is kind of like your high water mark for this particular variety. So if you did come across it, congratulations. You know, you could pay off a house, you know, with this thing. It's that massive. So, you know, again, that's the type of coin that probably you're not going to find, you know, in that condition. Now, our good old boy William over here with his example. This one sold November of last year. All right, so just a few months before the Stuart Blay massive $600,000 coin. I'm happy to say this coin still has a tremendous valuation. It sold for $15,903 in November. So this coin graded PCGS AU55. And as you would guess, yeah, you're going to need to grade this thing. That's going to be very important here. Now, selling it on eBay, someone had previously asked me, wouldn't it even be worth selling these on eBay? And I'm going to say that, it's highly possible, only because there are a few examples currently on the open market, specifically on eBay. Now, obviously, again, the three top examples are all graded in some way, either by Annex, which this one right here says DDO number 2, so this is probably a completely different double to die, but the two other ones here, the FS101s, are graded by PCGS. One a mid-state 61 red brown with a very unsightly carbon spot over the date, and then an AU53. So take it for what it is. Those are the asking prices on there, but as you can see, grading is essential to resell these. And if you don't do that, you're not gonna get anything for these. So that's going to be important. All right, so PCGS seems to be the go-to place. PCGS.com. You could also probably use NGC as well. So that's ngccoin.com. So when you go here and you use PCGS's grading, if and only if you wanted to manage this yourself, you got to keep in mind you have to pay for the membership. So I think the lowest tier is like $100. So you have to pay for that and then pay for the submission. Now, when you go onto the website, there's a submit button at the top. If you click into that, it brings you to this next screen. Build your coin submission, or you could download the PDF submission form that you see here on the right. Now, as long as you're a member and you have your member number, you're good to go here. Now, for the PDF submission form, listed below require this form. So any of these types, bulk, quarterly specials, mint errors, show services, guarantee resubmission, mechanical error, reconsideration, world reholder, and banknotes. So it's kind of like a very niche group, but oftentimes you can take your coin, your 69S, and just simply do the electronic version of that. But I also took the liberty of downloading the actual PDF file form on this, so you can certainly use this one too if that you feel comfortable doing that. So with all that being said, you're just going to fill out the form from top to bottom. Make sure everything's complete from the member number, member name, and your number that was given to you by PCGS. You're going to do all of your address information. Service group, probably do Gold Shield on this one because it's a high-end rarity. And let's see, service type, you're going to do grading. Now, because of the dollar value, you're going to end up paying quite a bit of money to grade this. I think if you're going to use a $15,000 kind of valuation on this, it's probably going to cost like $200 to grade. All right, so and everything's reflected in the actual service levels. So make sure that you research the service levels to ensure that you're picking the correct one. And make sure that if it's a variety, that you're going to click off variety attribution as well, which is an additional fee. So under coin details, you're going to start at line 1. You're going to do quantity of 1. You're just going to fill in all the information about this coin. All right, and then at the end, declared value, you want to use $15,000 because they're going to use that value to insure it when it comes back to you. That's going to be important. Make sure you don't miss out on that. You don't want them to put a random number in there and God forbid, knock on wood, that this coin was stolen or lost during the mailing system process, that you are covered for it. All right. And then oftentimes a coin of this value is going to be sent registered mail. And I would expect you to do the same thing when you're sending it to PCGS yourself. So spend the extra $20-25 to send it registered mail and you're going to be in good shape. So you're going to have a printed copy of this, fill it out completely. package up your coins or coin in accordance to PCGS standards, including put on a little sticker with your actual, number on there for which coin it is on the list. If you're setting multiples, that's very important. But make sure you package that puppy up safely. I would say if you're going to send it out, probably use a kind of like a small box, not a priority flat rate box, but just a general brown box, because the postal employees, when you go to pay for your registered mail, they're going to put their own tape on there. So with registered mail, you're covered up to a much higher valuation on the coin. In addition, the kind of keep their eyes on it. These boxes and these parcels that have registered mail on them will end up being in carts, and they have to be unlocked, and employees have to sit there and fill out information onto a clipboard anytime a package leaves that cart. So make sure you do that. And then when you get the coin back, okay, I don't know what the actual turnaround time will be, but I would imagine for a coin of that status, it should come back pretty quick, hopefully within like 10 to 14 business days. So from there, the good news is you have a number of auction houses that you can consign to, and this is going to be important. Now, who do you trust? Well, we do know that Great Collections has been selling these non-stop, and they've sold the most expensive example of the coin at $600,000. I would say that they're probably top on the list, and they're very easy to deal with. So call them, let them know what you have, let them know that you went the extra mile and got it graded. This is the grade it came back as, and then go through the process. And again, this is a coin, ladies and gentlemen, that in any condition, it is worth grading. Even if it has damage on there or corrosion, grade it, because it's still going to be a coin worth many thousands of dollars in the long run. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how to sell your coins from raw all the way up to the end of the process. Also keep in mind that when you do consign with an auction house, okay, they are going to give you a timeline in which they will list the coins and eventual sale, in addition to how much time after the end of the sale where you will get paid. All right, make sure you know that. If it takes like 30 days to get paid at one other auction house and another auction house, says they'll pay you out in 7 days, I would probably suggest using the shorter duration, payout, as long as they're trusted, But I would certainly use Great Collections, Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers. All of these auction houses have sold 69S Lincoln Cent double dies. So there you go. That's kind of like an A to Z solution. When you do find a 1969S, now you know how to go about the process of getting it graded, getting it identified, sending it to a reputable auction house, and then collecting your cash. All right, I wish you guys the best of luck. Stay tuned for more of these. Again, we'll be covering coins of a wide dollar range, from probably $50 all the way up to the end of the earth. So that's it. That is next steps for you. Hopefully you guys like this series. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host, Sean, with BlueRidgeSilverhound, and that's going to go ahead and do it for this one. You guys take care, keep on collecting, and I'll see you on the next coin video. So long.